So this has never been released because we did not think that it would be a good idea to release it. But basically, this is the story of basically of how things worked in life. So back in the old days, it all started in 1927. Peter Edwin Courtney was born. He was a teacher and he died a hero. Back in those days, you would get thumped for doing things bad. Came into 1942 was the end of the Great Depression. Back then, my granddad was probably 18 years old. He was a young fella. His two uncles went into Christchurch Square, and then they started running around with night carts and causing mayhem. There was basically poo everywhere in the Cathedral Square in Christchurch. Taken back to 1950s and 1960, Peter Edwin Courtney had a lot of free time on his hands when he got to retirement at 60. But he had a big family with my three uncles and my auntie. And they all live all over the world. Some in New Zealand, some in Mexico, and some basically everywhere. Like his smartest son, the three business owners, and my father. My father was working in By Kiwi Limited back in 1985, 1986. These dates might be wrong, but I'm just basically trying to remember as much as I can with my head here. But come along to the early days, going probably close to 1960, Greg Courtney was born. In 1980, Greg Courtney worked for Adidas in Melbourne. Of course, we do not actually have confirmed with these dates, but we do know as much as we can. Going close to 1990, the dad, well, Greg Courtney gave birth with his wife, my mother, to Julian Courtney in 1990. 1994, Ashley came along, my sister. 1996, I was born. Peter Edwin Courtney was always there for us when there was a problem. Coming into the early 2000s, he used to tell us stories about the old days when you would have to sit down at your desk. If you talk, you get smacked. You get hit by a cane, you do something stupid, you get put out of line, you do something bad. Coming close to 2005, 2006, they bought the house in Conroy. Not Conroy, sorry. Coming close to that, they bought the house in Frith Place in Christchurch, which the house was like a mansion back in those days. I can remember as a kid going in and out, running around, having fun. But there were some bad times in their previous house. Someone broke into their house with a slipper, and that was the most stupidest weapon I've seen in a police report. That was in 2008. Actually, no, that was in 2005, 2006, I think. Or 2004 or 2005. I can't remember. It was a very long time ago. But I was just a kid. And, it's just... It was those days, People used to break in and take money, but they barely got scared and broke the window and ran out like a little pussy. He was probably arrested after. He was probably on drugs or something. Nobody knows. Who breaks into someone's house with a slipper? Excuse me, guys. Like slippers and things like that. It's just like, what the fuck is wrong with society? But anyway, coming close to the early 90s, coming close to the 2008 to 9 to 10 was the era of Peter Courtney. He would do everything for everybody. He would put himself first. He was a very, very brilliant man. I've never released this video to anybody because I didn't think I was up to the code, but I can remember every story. He was cleaning. He was on the toilet one time. There was an aftershock. I think he might have pissed himself, but I can't remember that. I don't even know if that's true, but I heard it from family members, so it obviously is true. But Granddad always used to help us kids. He made sacrifices for his family. He always put family first. He never underestimated any of us. He was my best friend. He's probably one of the greatest men who ever lived. He died a hero because he always sacrificed himself before himself. He never got angry at us kids. Maybe if we had an argument with our grandmother, like maybe I did one time, but he never ever caused any mayhem. He was a genius man. He did a lot for society. He was a teacher, and he met my nana in teaching college when they were both working in the same training with each other. And he was a very brilliant man. He used to do everything for everybody. He used to, as soon as you get to the age of 80, you start losing your mobility to cut things. But he did a miraculous job back then. And I can remember it. But the worst part was, I was not very young, but I think I was in my 20s. Okay, 2014. Probably about 21 maybe, if I can remember. But Peter Courtney died, and we don't exactly want to reveal how he died, but we just know that he died from cancer, and the cancer was unstoppable. But we do know the real story, and I will never ever tell anyone that, because that's nobody's business to know. But he died a hero. That's all you need to know. And every day and night, I have to look at myself in the mirror, and I have to contemplate: am I good? Am I a good person, or am I just causing war? That's basically what I see in my life. I've seen people get killed in buildings. My best friend coming into my life here, my best friend's mother, she was killed saving people's lives. She died a hero. I will never forget that day. Watching those earthquakes, feeling the pain and suffering, everybody dying in the Christchurch, getting crushed by rocks and debris. And that was one of the times where we just didn't know what was going on, because it was just like society was coming to us, and we didn't know what to do back then. Right now I'm just lying down because there's a lot to actually put into this. This is actually my biography. This could go on for hours, but this is the first podcast of my life, and I hope you guys enjoy it. But life is not easy. I moved to Perth when I was only 14. My grandfather was still alive then. So 2011 I moved to Perth. And we had so much great times, together. We never caused any war. I loved him like he was I loved him. He was a brilliant man. He was a genius, and I've never ever told people about this because I just didn't think that my voice had to show anything. It's just like one day you wake up and the next minute they're gone. You think it's all a dream. Like my whole life I've just been thinking it's like a whole big dream. And when I started working in the bakery, I started having those visions. Like I thought it was all a dream. Like nothing was real. I couldn't tell the difference between reality and what dream world was. It was just something really weird. It was like I was living a dream, and I couldn't wake up back then. It was like you either live or die in the moment. But I'm going back to going back to 2014, 15 when I started working in True Blue with Bob and I remember like it was yesterday, working for True Blue, aka Bob and basically doing all the garlic bread, chucking tins on the conveyor belt, making sure we don't damage anything, and we just have to roll on. Back then, the key people are always there for you. Like I was only 17 when I worked at the bakery. And as soon as Granddad died, my life just changed. I just stopped caring about people. Like, I stopped helping people. I basically went off the face of the earth. I went off grid. I wanted to leave this planet. because I just didn't think I was valid enough. And back then, I just had to basically express myself to people. But I never really ever understood how I was still alive back then, because I was a shit. I wanted everything in life. I wanted like everything in the shop, basically. And I just basically this year, going into the future here, going into the past, you know, saving somebody's life is valued more than having money. Like, I don't give a shit if you go bankrupt, if you don't have money. It's like if somebody is dying in a hospital bed and you see them dying, and you have to basically play God about would you rather save their life or would you rather let them die? And I did that. I saved my girlfriend's life because I thought that it was the right thing to do. And my parents think that I got scammed, but I didn't, because I know what happened. And she's never lied to me. But her sister, my ex girlfriend, is causing war. She only cares about herself. She just wants to start war. He started harassing me and my family and all that. And I don't allow it anymore. Like, you have to understand your life. And your life is, you're all valid. Everybody has a reason for living. And I don't usually tell people this because I just don't express my emotions. But writing a book and doing autobiography for a camera is actually probably more better than publishing a book, because it can all be dictated by somebody. Every single word, every single letter. But my life is not easy. People don't understand me. I have dyspraxia, motor dyspraxia, and I think differently than other people. Like when I went to the bakery, I had so much anxiety and depression that nobody knew, because I was just so scared that I would fuck up again and lose my job, because, I had like two panic attacks when I quit because my former boss was making me work 14, 15 days in a row. Dave Creech was the only person who saw right through me. He was a father back then. He was the only person who understood what was going on through my life. And my own father now does understand what's going on, but he just doesn't know what I'm feeling, because I don't like telling my parents my problem. I trust them, but I just can't tell people my problems because nobody understands me. Like, I would never give money to someone I didn't know. You have to learn to trust people. If it's like, I don't care if you have babies. I don't care if you have kids. Everybody does things. But I don't like people cheating and lying and starting war. That's something that I would never do to anybody. But people just do it. There's a lot of conflict and corruption in this world. Reporting somebody for helping someone is a crime against humanity. You can't be fucking serious. Like, what have I ever done to you is basically what I'm thinking. And I just always put myself first in some situations. But like when I'm helping somebody, I will fulfill the need. But blackmailing and doing stuff like that to somebody is not good. Peter Edwin Courtney would never do any of that. He would never cause war, and he would never. He's taught me how to do my business. He taught me everything. He taught me how to write. He taught me how to do maths. He taught me how to do everything. And this book is dedicated to him. This video biography is dedicated to him as well. This is the part one story, and you will be able to find this on YouTube. Please do not copyright my videos, and please do not steal anything, because these are copyright protected. There's no fair use policy bullshit. If you take these videos and download them, you will be fined and prosecuted under Paradox Australia laws and regulations. This video is sponsored by Courtney Technologies 96, and the co-founder and the first-time customers are the ones that basically will produce all the evidence on copyright in the biography as well. We have all the first joiners that will be in the video description. So keep watching. Welcome back, guys. So, guys, as you guys heard, that we do sponsor these videos. We don't have YouTube does not pay us. We just work on Amazon. But anyway, so going back to my life, we just keep basically, if you love a girl so much and you like save her life, you've won. And I've done a lot of bad things in my life. You know, I've smoked, I've done drugs, I've done a lot of things. Well, not ecstasy, only weed, basically. But I do drink a lot because, and smoke because it just releases the stress. But anyway, going back into the bakery now, I'm fucking up now and then because I just can't handle the stress of running a business and working in a bakery. That's why I have to ask for some time off now and then because I just can't do it. But Amazon store creation was in 2020, and now it's the top dealer of the market on Yetis. So we just sell a lot of Yetis, but we do have a lot of problems with suppliers. But we never basically tell people our problems because what's the point? Like, what is everyone going to do? You're going to start World War Three by saying, "Oh, where's our Yetis?" And then they look on my doorstep and start conning us, saying, "Oh, we can't find it. Look on your doorstep, you dumb bitch." Is basically what we will be saying. But the customer is always right. We never ever say anything bad about customers because we do have people that are debtors and we are the creditor, so we have to physically chase them up on it. Coming into my life again. I've been bailed out so many times in my life. I made a lot of mistakes. I've had my own thoughts on paper, but I have fucked my life a few times because I didn't listen to the demon inside me. I fed the demon inside me, and I had to go back to church and pray to God to save me, repair my life. I do not listen to people's advice. I fucked my own life because I just decided I thought I was better than everyone else. But I'm not. And I'm only a human and I make mistakes, so I can't physically tell people about it because I'm a fucking stubborn bitch. That's basically it. Like, I won't tell you if I fuck something up. I'll blame someone else because I think that's what I would do. But that's basically what I would be doing. I lie and corrupt people with bad words and I do stupid things, but I only did that because I wanted to be valid. Even I don't even understand gender identity because I don't even think I'm a man, to be honest. That's basically true because I think that's complete bullshit. I think I know that I'm a girl deep down inside, but nobody fucking knows that. And my parents keep fucking trying to do stupid shit, I don't trust them, to be honest. They can't fucking tell me what I can and can't do, but that is life. So I'm just gonna just put that down quietly there, so don't even say anything about that. But this is going into the next book. Next biography, which will be about 30 minutes. Yeah, it's going to be a big, big, big video blog about my life and basically how Paradox came to be. We first started off as a can business, selling cans in Mount Lawley Senior High School when we were selling mobile phones and not learning how to profit. And then when we got to the ages of 20 plus, we started making big money. Now I'm 25. I think I make more money in my own business in the bakery, to be honest. But that's basically because I learned how to invest. The more you invest in your business, the more money you make. If you turn a profit, good for you. But if you don't turn a profit, it's a huge loss. That's something that I had to learn and to stop spending money on useless shit. So right now I'm just thinking to myself, have I been valid? Have I lost the girl I loved? Has my ex-girlfriend started more war? Are people going to keep reporting me because I made a lot of mistakes in my life? But, it's just something that I have to be honest about. I've saved so many people's lives. I've fed people that were nearly dying. I've, saved a girl's life in hospital who nearly died, who's now my fucking girlfriend, fiance. So, I don't see the point. Money is money. We all make money. We need money to survive. It's how humans are. Cryptocurrency and all that is all bullshit. It won't fucking help you in the long run. Life is life. You either go out to Madeira or you don't come back from Medalli. Sometimes you go out for a pack of cigarettes and you don't come back because the demon inside you is fighting you. Like, you have to understand that life is for the living. And your life can be taken just like that. You could be dead in the blink of an eye. So you have to always remember that your life has to be valid. You have to learn to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, you're never going to be valid. And everybody will start judging you and start criticizing you and about how things you do. And I have to realize that if I keep up the shit, if I start making up lies and stop lying about my life to people, then they're not going to trust me anymore. And that's basically what happened. I went into a bad crowd of people and did stupid shit. But now, I've been bailed out again for the second time, the last time. So if I don't make my life up here, if I don't learn how to save money and stop wasting it on crap, I'm not going to ever be able to move out of here. But I've learnt the hard way. I know exactly how life is. I know how to make profit. I know how to do everything. But if I keep ruining my own life by not understanding what I'm doing wrong, because nobody pushes me in to do things, I do it all on my own accord. I fuck myself big time again. But I thought it was the right choice to do. If you see someone dying in a hospital bed and they can't afford the medical bill, what would you do? What would you do in your shoes? If someone's dying in a hospital bed and you have heaps of money in your bank account and you're just watching them die, or you see them in the hospital bed and you're just thinking, what the fuck do I do here? Just think of that how I think of it. If you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or something and you see them dying in a hospital bed, what do you do? What, because if the bloody parents can't afford the private healthcare or the private medical insurance, you know how expensive bloody Philippines doctors are. You can be close to 4 grand Australian dollars just to save someone's life in private. But if you go public, you're paying maybe half of that, but it's still not cheap. It's the same in Australia. If you don't have private health insurance, you are fucked. And when I mean fucked, you will be paying big, 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 big bickies. Like if you get your teeth done for a crown, you're paying close to fucking $2,500. And this shit just goes on and on and on until they basically bankrupt you. You cause a state of emergency when you're overseas, you're paying $30,000 and you're fucked. Your life is over basically. You're bankrupt. You can't even go bankrupt. You're fucked. A state of emergency will only happen if you cause a state of emergency. I've never seen it happen, and I don't want to see it happen. But if you catch COVID once, you can't catch it again for 90 days. So if you just wear your fucking mask, you won't catch COVID again. That's completely what I believe in, anyway. But people that are unvaccinated are causing more harm than good. Heaps of people are dying in hospital because they're not getting vaccinated because they don't believe in that COVID is real. I've had COVID and I felt like I got hit by a fucking bus. And this is exactly the reason why people have to start understanding. Because, everything in life happens for a reason, and we all have to understand, that if you see a girl die in the hospital, or nearly dying on death row, you have to save their life. Because if you don't, you will regret it for the rest of your life, and you will never ever find inner peace. Because that's what love is, at the end of the day. Love is never money. Love is always about putting priorities first, loving yourself, and then basically going out to achieve greatness, to become a legend, to die a legend, to die a hero, to save people. That's the role. That's the life that I want to live. I want to be able to help as many people as I can. That's why I don't believe in giving people poor wages. Because why the fuck should people be getting paid $10 an hour? Why the fuck should that be a problem? You know why? And the Australian government knows they shouldn't be, and the fucking telcos like Telstra and fucking all those other companies like IronNet, all those people underpaying their fucking employees. Telstra is one of them, Optus, Vodafone, and fucking all the other big telcos and big scamming corporations, debt collecting agencies. Like Probe, fucking Milton Graham, and all the other big corporations like Foxtel. They're the ones that are underpaying their employees. They're the ones that will be issued infringements in the next life. I guarantee it. But we don't give a fuck about them. They can just go fuck themselves. They're not valid in this video. But there will be a little bit of a blooper on that anyway in the video description. And a new book will be launched about who's good and who's bad. And the Morrison government are the ones that caused a lot of these problems because of COVID. A lot of people died because of the fucking Morrison's decisions, but that's not my area of expertise. I don't give a fuck about this Australian government. I don't give a fuck. I don't like politics, and I don't give a fuck about politics. But Morrison's government has to go. That's all I'm saying. They're fucking useless cunts, and they all deserve to be jailed and imprisoned for the rest of their miserable lives and sent to Guantanamo Bay to go suck Big Bill's dick. But anyway, that'll be covered in the next book. But auto video. But apart from that, guys, you just have to remember, if you never learn how to love yourself, you're never going to learn greatness. You're never going to be the person you deserve to be. I hope you guys enjoyed this audio video. This will be copyright protected, so do not try to steal it. Shout out to everybody that's made this possible. Shout out to my fiance Maxine. Shout out to Nick Serafino, all the boys, Jacob, Tully Coombe, my parents, I guess. I sometimes get along with them, but that's life. And shout out to the people that actually help me. Steve, Muhammad, everybody. Like, if these guys didn't help me, my fiance will be dead right now. And I just will never ever forgive myself if she died, because what's the point of watching someone die? It's not worth it, guys. But anyway, guys, that will be in the next chapter. I hope you enjoyed chapter 1, and please rate, comment, and subscribe.